Russia once called Crimea untouchable, but now the ground is shaking. Ukraine has made a move no one expected. The world is watching closely. Is Russian control finally cracking? Or is this the beginning of a much bigger storm? Stay with us, because what you are about to hear may change everything. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is not just another update. It is a moment that could reshape history. For years, Crimea has been seen as Russia's strongest hold, a place Moscow believed was fully secured. But recent developments suggest that belief is being tested. Ukraine's latest actions are not random. They are calculated, strategic, and deeply symbolic. This is why the world is paying attention. Crimea is more than land. It is a message about power, control, and resistance. Ukraine's breakthrough has raised serious questions. Is Russia losing its grip? Or is this only the beginning of a longer struggle? Global analysts are divided. Some see a turning point. Others warn of escalation. But one thing is clear. Silence around Crimea is gone. Every move is now under a microscope. Military experts are analyzing signals. Diplomats are watching reactions. And ordinary people are asking one question. What happens next? In this video, we will break everything down, step by step. No exaggeration, no unnecessary drama. Just facts, context, and clear analysis. So watch till the end, because each section reveals a new layer. And by the final moment, the picture will be much clearer. Crimea has always held massive strategic value. Its location gives control over the Black Sea. Its ports allow military movement and supply access. This is why Russia moved quickly in the past. Securing Crimea was seen as a permanent victory. But permanence in conflict is an illusion. Ukraine never accepted the loss. Instead, it waited. It rebuilt its strength. It studied weaknesses. And it prepared quietly. Recent Ukrainian actions show patience paying off. These moves are not about headlines alone. They are about pressure. Pressure on supply lines. Pressure on defenses. Pressure on morale. When a stronghold feels pressure, cracks appear. Reports suggest increased strain on Russian positions. Not collapse, but tension. And tension changes decisions. It forces responses. It exposes vulnerabilities. Ukraine understands this well. Rather than rushing, it is shaping the battlefield, step by step, message by message. Each action tells Russia something important. That control is not absolute. That resistance remains alive. And that Crimea is not forgotten. This psychological impact matters deeply. Wars are not only fought with weapons, they are fought with belief. And belief, once shaken, is hard to restore. The global reaction to these developments has been intense. Major capitals are closely monitoring the situation. Statements are careful. Words are chosen with precision. No one wants to fuel panic. But no one is ignoring reality either. Ukraine's breakthrough has shifted conversations. What was once hypothetical now feels possible. Analysts are reassessing timelines. Security experts are revisiting assumptions. This is significant, because global strategy depends on predictability. Crimea was considered predictable. Now it is not. Media coverage reflects this shift. Headlines focus on uncertainty. Discussions highlight consequences. Even neutral observers are engaging more deeply. Economic markets are also reacting. Any instability near key shipping routes matters. Energy security concerns resurface quickly. This is how regional actions become global issues. Ukraine understands this ripple effect. Every move sends waves far beyond the battlefield. That is strategic awareness. It is not only about winning ground. It is about shaping narratives, about influencing decision makers, and about reminding the world that unresolved conflicts do not stay quiet forever. Crimea's situation proves that. Silence does not mean stability. Sometimes it means preparation. And now, preparation appears to be unfolding before the world's eyes. Russia's response to these changes has been cautious. Official statements aim to project confidence, control, stability. But actions often speak louder than words. Increased security measures indicate concern. Reinforced defenses suggest anticipation. These are not signs of weakness. They are signs of awareness. Russia understands Crimea's importance. Losing influence there would be symbolic, strategic, and political. This is why reactions remain measured. Overreaction could escalate tensions. Underreaction could invite pressure. Balancing this is difficult. Ukraine appears to be testing that balance, not forcing sudden confrontation, but applying steady stress. This method limits immediate retaliation risks, while keeping momentum alive. Military history shows this approach works. Slow pressure changes outcomes. It exhausts resources, it strains attention, and it forces mistakes. Russia must now allocate more focus to Crimea. That means less flexibility elsewhere. This redistribution matters, because wars are systems. Stress in one area affects the whole. Ukraine seems aware of this interconnectedness. Rather than chasing dramatic victories, it is building conditions. Conditions where control becomes expensive. And expensive control is rarely sustainable long-term. Information warfare also plays a major role here. Narratives shape perception. Perception shapes response. Ukraine has become skilled in communication. Its messaging emphasizes resilience, determination, and legitimacy. This contrasts with uncertainty surrounding Crimea's future. When audiences hear consistent messages, trust grows. International support depends on this trust. Ukraine's breakthrough reinforces its narrative that resistance is effective, that patience delivers results. Russia faces a different challenge, maintaining confidence while countering doubt. Doubt spreads quickly in modern conflicts. Social platforms amplify questions. Speculation fills gaps. Even small incidents gain attention. This environment favors strategic communicators. Ukraine understands timing, releasing information carefully, allowing curiosity to build, letting others discuss implications. This indirect amplification is powerful. It reduces the need for bold claims. Instead, reality speaks. Crimea's perceived stability is weakening, not because of announcements, but because of observable shifts. This subtlety matters. It avoids triggering immediate backlash, while keeping focus alive. In modern warfare, influence is as important as force, and influence, once gained, compounds over time. Military analysts emphasize caution when interpreting breakthroughs. A breakthrough does not mean instant victory. It means opportunity. Opportunity must be managed carefully. Ukraine appears aware of this risk. Rather than rushing forward, it is consolidating gains, testing reactions, observing patterns. This patience reduces exposure. It also preserves flexibility. Crimea remains heavily defended. Any miscalculation could be costly. This is why strategic pacing matters. Russia still holds significant capabilities. Underestimating them would be dangerous. Ukraine's approach suggests respect for this reality. It combines pressure with restraint, action with analysis. This balanced strategy increases credibility. It signals seriousness rather than recklessness. International partners value this. Support often depends on perceived responsibility. Ukraine's recent moves reinforce trust. They show planning, not desperation. This distinction is critical. Wars often turn when one side maintains discipline, even under pressure. Crimea's evolving situation highlights this dynamic. Nothing is sudden. Nothing is accidental. Each step builds upon the previous one. This layered strategy keeps opponents guessing. And uncertainty, as history shows, can be more powerful than force alone. The human dimension should not be ignored. Crimea is home to civilians. Their lives are affected by every shift. Uncertainty creates anxiety, fear, questions about the future. Information gaps intensify these emotions. Ukraine's messaging often emphasizes protection, responsibility, and long-term stability. This is important. Winning trust matters beyond military success. Russia also faces internal pressures. Public perception influences decision-making. Prolonged tension tests patience. Economic strain adds weight. This environment complicates leadership choices. Crimea becomes more than a military zone. It becomes a political challenge. Managing civilian impact requires resources, attention, and legitimacy. As pressure increases, these demands grow. Ukraine's strategy appears designed to highlight this burden, making control more complex, more expensive, more visible. This visibility invites scrutiny. Scrutiny invites debate, and debate changes dynamics. The human element ensures that Crimea cannot remain isolated from consequences. Every decision echoes socially, not just strategically. This layered impact is what makes the current moment so significant. It is not about a single event. It is about cumulative pressure across multiple dimensions. Historical parallels offer useful perspective. Territories once considered secure have shifted before, not overnight, but gradually, often through sustained pressure rather than sudden collapse. Crimea may be entering such a phase. Ukraine's breakthrough fits this pattern. It challenges assumptions, not realities immediately, but beliefs. Beliefs guide planning. When beliefs change, strategies follow. This is why analysts focus on momentum. Momentum signals direction, not destination. Russia now faces the task of maintaining confidence, while adapting to new variables. Ukraine seeks to maintain initiative, without overextending. This balance defines the coming period. Neither side can afford mistakes. Global observers understand this tension, which is why reactions remain measured. There is no rush to conclusions, only careful observation. Crimea's future will likely unfold in stages, each stage reshaping expectations, each development adding clarity. This process demands patience from audiences. Sensationalism clouds understanding. Analysis requires time. That is why following each step matters, not just the loud moments, but the quiet shifts beneath them. Those shifts often decide outcomes. Looking ahead, several outcomes remain possible in Crimea. Increased Ukrainian pressure could open space for negotiations. It could also push Russia to reinforce its stance further. Much depends on timing, response, and global involvement. What matters most is that Ukraine's breakthrough has expanded choices. Choices create leverage. Leverage reshapes strategy. Russia now operates under tighter constraints. Every move is watched, analyzed, and interpreted globally. This reduces room for quiet adjustments. Ukraine, however, faces a different challenge. Managing expectations is critical. Momentum must be protected without rushing decisions. History shows impatience often reverses progress. International partners will evaluate consistency closely. Not headlines, not emotions, but steady behavior over time. Crimea highlights the value of long-term planning. Quick victories attract attention. Sustainable pressure creates results. Ukraine's recent actions suggest awareness of this reality. They are shaping conditions rather than forcing outcomes. This approach may feel slow to some audiences, but strategic patience often defines success. The months ahead will test endurance on both sides. Political pressure will rise. Economic stress will increase. Public opinion will fluctuate. How leaders absorb these forces will matter deeply. For now, the situation remains open, not settled, not frozen, but actively evolving. The world continues watching closely, not for dramatic declarations, but for subtle signals that reveal direction. Crimea now stands at a point of deep uncertainty, not because control has disappeared entirely, but because long-held assumptions are weakening. Ukraine's breakthrough has shifted the conversation, from whether change is possible to how and when it might happen. That shift influences planning across capitals. It affects diplomacy, markets, and public perception. Russia must defend territory and confidence together. Ukraine must balance pressure with restraint. This balance will shape the coming phase. There are no simple answers today, no guaranteed timelines or outcomes. Only evolving realities and measured choices. Staying informed, therefore, becomes essential. Context reduces confusion and panic. Patience supports clearer judgment. As developments continue, signals will accumulate. Each signal adds clarity over time. This story remains unfinished and dynamic. Quiet shifts may matter most. They often precede visible change. For viewers, careful observation is key. Avoid sensational claims and rush conclusions. Focus on trends, not noise. That approach protects understanding. If this analysis helped you, stay connected. We will track facts and context. We will explain changes calmly. Support the channel by liking the video. Subscribe for consistent updates. Turn on notifications for future briefings. Share thoughtful discussions responsibly. Thank you for watching today. Your engagement helps improve coverage quality. It encourages balanced, careful reporting. Together we can follow events intelligently, without hype, fear, or speculation. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay curious. More updates will arrive soon. Until then, keep perspective. See you in the next video. Thanks for your support.